Hello and welcome to Brutal Gaming. My name is Luke, or Brutal Excess, and you are watching Enivid on the Lost Temple in the south versus his opponent. It is Sarens playing Terran to the east. Enivid is playing Persos. And yeah, so the last few matches were Sarens against Demaga. Unfortunately, he lost all three of those matches, which was unfortunate for Sarens, but he's going to try and win a match against Enivid here, and me forgetting to put the production up for some odd reason. And I can't, by the way, forget to put the nameplates up, because unfortunately nameplates don't work in this event. Not entirely sure why. This is what happens when I press Control N. Yeah. So no, I'm not going to be doing that. And looks like we're going to be looking at 12 gate, and then he will be going to find his opponent. In the meantime, we've just got Sarens just going for his refinery and SCVing his mineral patch, and also going for 14 barracks. So looks like the gateway, of course, goes up just before the barracks. Actually, yeah, literally just before. Looks like that assimilator is going to be going down quite shortly, and the gas income about to go in, and looks like Sarens is going to notice Enivid first, and the cybernetic score goes down at 18 supply for Enivid here, and the minerals, actually, what am I talking about? There's certainly enough gas banked up for the warp gate tech when he gets the chance, and the wall off, so he can't exactly go in and find out what's going on, unfortunately, because of the late scout. Now looks like he's going for the factory, so we might see the same sort of thing as we did in the previous game between him and Demaga, which is likely, which is siege tech, and it looks like that probe gets away. Might put a pylon out somewhere, but I don't think he will. He might. Never know. So it looks like warp gate is starting, and it is going to be researched over the course of the next minute or so, and he's going to be adding another gateway onto his build. In the meantime, looks like Sarens is going straight to the starport, and it looks like he's going toward siege tanks as well, so could be medevac tanks or not, actually. Looks like he's going towards what's the things in starport? Raven possibly, and something else. And something else, yes. Or Banshee, yes. Banshee, okay. My predictions are terrible, but it's worth it. So looks like he's going to go for the robotics bay, an additional gateway, good measures, and of course that may look like an observer. He's going to go for cloaking, so the Banshee is going to be going in for good amount of cloaking, and should be able to take off a few probes here and there, but the observer will have to go out, and that Banshee will be rendered slightly useless fairly shortly, and the observer is about to come out, so Looks like this Banshee is going to get shut down, and he notices the Banshee, knows what's coming, and denying a bit of minerals, but doesn't really lose much. This is the resources lost so far. So he managed to kill, I think, 3 or 4 SCVs, maybe 3. And now Enivid can scout, see what is going on. That Raven is going to co-out, yeah, that makes sense. And it will notice that observer. And there we go, the observer is going to get noticed and will be shut down. In the meanwhile, looks like Enivid is just going to expand, I was going to say, not stick on one base. He's not producing any units. Okay, he did just produce a single sentry. I don't think that's going to be enough to really combat against this sort of composition, but we will wait and see. Looks like he's going to be building more tanks and 2 more barracks as well, so looks like there's going to be an expansion, plus possibly a heavy marine style, or could look into the Marauder marine tank composition, along with possible medevacs. Of course, he's got the Raven as well for good measures, and it looks like we're going to be seeing Colossus, and that Banshee trying to be annoying, but doesn't quite annoy him as much as he wants to, so trying to deny the assimilator there. See how much damage he can do. And unfortunately, he can't exactly do much. Okay, he manages to... Wow. Yeah, he needs to be slightly careful. He's got his orbital command, and now Enivid looks like he's going to go for his Colossus. So, as I said, Colossus play. His robotics facility is right there. He's not getting that, which is the extended thermal lance. He's, yeah, gonna go for Marauders with concussive shells and stim pack. So that would be good against the Colossus that he's gonna be going against. Vikings would be a bit more viable in this situation, but doesn't look like he's gonna be going for that just yet. Looking to transfer some of his SCVs, or rather most of it, and he is going to be saturating that base along with mules, so his economy is going to be floating quite nicely for him. And in the meanwhile, Enivid is going to be ramping up his Colossus count, trying to build up his Colossus-like army with his Sentry, Zealot and Stalker composition. Looking to move out to try and find what he can find. That Banshee is on 10 health, so that could very easily be shut down if he's not careful with it. Looks like he's going to go for the gold base. Wow, that's quite greedy. That scan, does he notice the... Did he notice the... No, he didn't. He did not notice it. So that's... He knows about the robotics facility, but not the robotics bay. So that is not so great. He's still increasing his Marauder count, which is not going to be very good against Colossus, unfortunately. Marauders are good. They can be quite effective against Colossus, but Vikings are more liable against it. Looks like he's going to be going for the gold base exactly the same. Does he see anything else? He still does not see anything else, so he still doesn't know about the bay yet. And those...
I am here in the shadows.
Looks like that force is going to be seen, and here come the Colossus. Those Colossus are in good angles and not taking any damage whatsoever. The Guardian shields are of course protecting, and that Colossus is going down. Ouch. Yes, Marauders are good. That Colossus stays alive. 2 Colossus are still alive. Unfortunately for Sarens, he does lose quite a bit. Nexus goes down at the gold base, and the command center was built a bit faster. That observer is going to be going down, and there we go. So looks like Enivid is forced to pull back, retreat, build up his force a bit more, and he may go out for another. However, he is going for the blink as well, so that could potentially cause quite a lot of damage, and that siege tank was caught out of position, unfortunately for him. Sort of a misscan. He does see the army, but don't think he saw much of it. So obviously he knows about the robotics bay. He's got to know about the extended thermal lance, of course, because that did engage during that engagement earlier, and now he's starting his Protoss weapons level 1 Enivid, and that's quite late, unfortunately. Although Sarens is going for his infantry armor level 1. Not sure how complete that is, but here comes the next engagement. Blink Stalkers coming in now, aggressive. Very, very aggressive indeed. That Raven is going down, and looks like this force could be shredded here and now. And oh dear, this could be GG. It could be very well GG, and those Marauders taken down. That gold base is going to be going down, and those SCVs forced to retreat, unfortunately. But he does manage to get quite a bit of resources from that. Oh, aggressive blink to try and take that orbital command, but looks like, oh, it's starting to burn. Oh dear. And looks like he's just going to step back for a little bit while Sarens oversaturates his natural and it just starts Viking production, which is quite curious because of course Vikings are good against Colossus. Colossus are the only ground units that Vikings can actually target in the air, because Vikings can only target the Colossus, and looks like those units are going down. However, the Colossus are in a bad position. Those Vikings can do some damage here, right here. However, Blink Stalkers, time to clear out those Vikings, and those Colossus are going to take away his force just like that. And ouch. Looks like that's going down. Oh dear, and here comes the final engagement. This could be the end, and it's very likely because of that. And oh dear, siege tank is going down. Command center for whatever measure that may be, and this could very well be GG. Unfortunately, GG. There we go. that was Sarens versus Enivid on Brutal Gaming. Good match, and didn't realise he had that many gateways. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.